everybody. I am so excited about our sponsor for this month, the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. It's the Gillette Home Team and Laura Gillette. How are you doing, Laura?
I'm doing wonderful.
That is so awesome. You know, the Gillette Home Team is doing so much in real estate. Give us a snapshot of what you're up to.
Awesome. Well, last year we were able to help 551 families either buy or sell real estate. We love our community. We love our clients. Our mission is to deliver the keys to home ownership through stellar customer service, integrity, and joy. And we're looking to help even more folks this year.
That is so awesome. You know, if you want a team that is there for you, it's the Gillette Home Team and Laura Gillette. And thanks so much, Laura, for your sponsorship. Hey, good morning, everybody. How's it going this morning? How you doing, Scott?
Hey, I am doing great. I just been looking forward to, well, I always look forward to the experience, but this morning it's just going to be so much fun. We've got Holly, we've got Deirdre. Time's going to go fast. So
outstanding people, right?
Yeah.
Well, listen, I want to welcome everybody to the Experience Live with Russ and Scott. We're here every Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and we are so excited for a chance just to share with you outstanding people. And the two ladies we have on today, like Scott was saying, just incredible. Mm-hmm. And really, what a blessing both of them have been to me, and I know to you too, Scott.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, so you're having a good morning. I've already had my workout. I'm ready. You can tell I've got energy.
Up early, go through my morning routine, my morning rituals, if you will. Get the day started, and what better way than to start with Deirdre and Holly today?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I'm just glad that I told you I finally got back to my club and can swim and bike and do all that again. My broken rib healed. I'm all good to go. So yes, ready for action. That gives me energy for the day. And I am ready for Deirdre and Holly. And we're going to actually bring Deirdre in first this morning and listen to all that she has. I can tell that she's ready. I see her there just ready to come in. So here we go. Bring it in, Deirdre. Hello.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. Thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate you sharing your smile with us today.
Well, thank you. It's so great to be here with you, Russ and Scott. Thank you.
Well, listen, why don't you start off by let's just jump right into you telling us a little bit about you, and we'll roll from there.
Okay, well, I am a storyteller. So I've been in PR and marketing for well over 30 years. And I love to share stories and help others share their stories. So my storytelling, I'm actually publishing my 7th business book this month, and also working on our 2nd children's book. So you can tell I love to write. But when I help other professionals, it's so that they can create energy around their stories, lead pressing conversations in the market, and just create impact. And it's all about building relationships. And I do it through a model called FEEL. So that's everything is done with a FEEL lens. Face your fears, engage with empathy, use ethics and good judgment, and unleash the love. So that's a little bit about me.
Yeah, I just think that everything you're about, you and I have, I've been blessed to get to know you, and everything you're about, I just think is wonderful. And all that, obviously we like to go to people that are like-minded, and I think we're a lot that similar that way. So tell us more about your most recent book that you're coming out with.
Well, thank you. So this book, I'm really excited because it's around ethics. It's called Answers for Ethical Marketers. And now is the time. We see a lot of communication out there, and we need good judgment when we're sharing. And it's really important that it's not just the PR professionals, because sometimes we're known as the brand police and we watch the communication, that it's PR and marketing together, and it penetrates every level and person in a company. So this book is one helpful guidebook. It's Q&A, and it breaks down some really important buckets around ethics and values, and how even business leaders can be ethical role models.
I love that that you bring the ethics up. I was, you know how traditionally when you're in school, as soon as the class is over, you forget everything that was in that class and you think
Right.
about the next class. Oddly enough, when I was getting my master's in business, the very first class that we took was ethics. The very second class was marketing. So
It's like it's a push and pull. Right.
At least they had it. Yeah, they had it in the right order. You know, it's interesting because when I was at my last job, when I was teaching ethics to insurance agents. That was part of their continuing education. While I'm teaching ethics to insurance agents, I am taking an ethics class for my ministry license. And what's so funny is I got straight A's in all of my classes except for ethics. I got a B. And it really was just because I got tired of studying and I just took the test without it. So, but I thought that was kind of funny. Here I'm teaching ethics and I actually got to be in ethics.
You got to be. That is
Yep.
funny. Well,
I
it's
know
really important professionally and personally. I think people have to realize that who you are personally and the values that you bring to the table, that doesn't stop when you step into a company. It's not like you leave your ethics and values behind and just embrace your companies. It's that alignment. It's so important.
Yeah, it is. You know, you are your business. And so if you're an ethical person and you are doing things the right way, then that's going to reflect on everything you do in your business. And obviously that's a good foundation for character and people wanting to work with you. Because if you're an ethical person, obviously you attract other people. If they know you're not ethical and have no character, that makes a big difference when it comes to business. And I'm just lucky to have Scott as my co-host, who's the most ethical guy I know. So that's always a plus.
You're both outstanding.
And I think, Deirdre, I'd love to hear what you, because what happens is there's a lot of pressures in the workplace that might allow people an excuse.
Mm-hmm.
So what have you seen? And
so that's true. The pressures of the workplace, whether you're on the sales side and you're trying to meet certain numbers or there's deadlines, you're a marketer getting information out there, you might cut corners. I think there's a couple things. Everybody makes mistakes, right? And that's going to happen. It's just being able to really evaluate your decision-making and choices, knowing that you shouldn't make choices alone, questioning, hitting the pause button, not reacting so quickly. This is all really important when it comes to making sure your values are playing out through your conduct. And I just think we are in a high pressure, fast pace, get it out through social media, do it now, apologize later. But I think that because the stakes are so high, it is better to step back, involve more people, and then, you know what? Question, especially if something is not aligning with you.
And ethics within the company have to come from the top down.
Correct. That is so true. So you need ethical role models.
And I think that people are really looking to anything for authenticity and ethical people nowadays, especially because so much is pushed online. It's so important to have that as a basis for all that you're doing. And speaking of authentic and ethical people, we're going to bring in Holly, who also is doing amazing things working with people. Holly, how are you doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Good. So we'll jump right in. Tell us a little bit about Holly and all that you're up to.
I'm up to a lot. My nickname is Jetpack, as you guys know. I'm a holistic business coach. So that means that I work with business owners and entrepreneurs on their health, their clarity, and their business. And on the business side, I specialize in 3 key areas. One is strategy. The second one is marketing and PR. And the third one is technology. And I take this holistic approach so that you don't have to hire a separate health and life coach in addition to your business coach. So you have the whole picture working with the entire business model.
That makes so much sense. And I love that you talk about strategy too, because what I see with a lot of small businesses is that they end up spending the majority of their time on tasks and never really find the time for strategy. But if you get any particular task wrong, it won't sink your business. But I tell you, if you get the wrong strategy, there's the end of your business could be coming soon.
Well, and Scott, the other thing is too, if you're focusing on the wrong tasks, like meaning you're not really clear on your values, like Deirdre was talking about, you're not clear on your life priorities, you're not clear on your business goals, and you're taking these tasks that are menial and not progressing you and giving you momentum towards your actual goals, you're completely wasting your time. And so that's why this strategy is so key.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the holistic approach, and you're working on the personal and health side as well. What do you focus on there?
Yeah, so on the health side, it's mostly around managing their stress levels, their anxiety, because we all know that when you're in business, especially early days, it's not this one-line trajectory. It's more like this roller coaster of ups and downs. So how do you manage that with sanity? And how do you keep consistent energy so that you have the energy to do the right tasks in the right order? And then on the life side, oh, go ahead, Scott.
Oh, I was just going to say, and the whole stress thing is if you, they say that you're not an entrepreneur if you don't feel like throwing up at least once a day.
Yeah, so it's like, how do we manage those ebbs and flows and be a little bit more mindful and nice to ourselves and not, dive into imposter syndrome and, getting super, super stressed out, which affects our health in really negative ways.
In my morning prep today and all that I was doing, I really felt impressed in my devotions, thinking about how we treat ourselves and talk to ourselves and all that we do. And I think it's so important that in order to help other people, we have to help ourselves. And Holly, I think you and I talked about this before. And, the airplane example is overused, but so true. If you don't put your oxygen mask on first, how can you help other people? I think in your approach, when you talk about the stress levels and all of that, you've got to make sure that you're in a good place, that you're taken care of so you can move forward with your business and all that you're doing, right?
Absolutely. So many times I'll be working with clients and they're not getting the sales closure rate they're looking for. It always stems from something personal and health related. Obviously, there's sales strategies and tactics you can get better on, but typically there's something deeper going on and they're just not 100%. And people can see that. They can feel the inauthenticity across that. They can feel the lack of confidence. They can feel that something is up and off with you when things are not aligned.
I love that you said feel. I'm big on the word feel because that is something in business we all talk about, strategy and planning and goals. And these are all things that we have to work on, but it's that ability to feel how we feel, to understand how somebody else feels, to connect on a deeper level. And whether it's energy or alignment, it matters.
That emotional intelligence.
Yes, absolutely. If you don't have emotional intelligence, it's really difficult to manage somebody else and to build a real relationship.
Yeah, that's so important. So even before this live show and before a sales call or before, working with a client, I always tap into my own energy and how I'm feeling. And I choose to tap into like the best elements of my energy, that inspiration, that joy, that gratitude, and make sure I'm really grounded and balanced before I do a live event, before I work with a client. And when I don't do this, it doesn't go very well.
Well, I think that's a lot of what I'm dealing with currently with people. I'm really working on purpose and why and how it relates to your business and builds productivity and profit ultimately. But, the thing that I've found is, like you're both saying, you're both so right on, is that we really need to be focused and make sure that we're aligned, that we are grounded, like you said, Holly, in what we stand for. And that's why I have like I think all of you do, I have a very specific morning routine of all that I do to get myself started right, get my mind right, get my thoughts right, get grounded in what I'm doing. Because when I am in the right place, then I can move forward. If I'm not, then, usually I'm befuddled, and that's not really a good thing.
On that note, I just want to mention that I read your book, Befuddled, and you make it so simple, the purpose, the why, and I love how you weave in your stories. So I just wanted to mention that I did finish your
Well, I
book.
tell you, Deirdre, how many books have you written altogether?
So it's going to be 7 business books, and
Mm.
we're on our 2nd children's book.
Wow.
So that
That's
would
good.
be 9
That's
books in total. And I've worked with major publishers. I started with Prentice Hall in 1999. I stayed with them for a while. I went to Financial Times Press, Pearson. Now I'm with Routledge. And on the self-publishing side, I use Outskirts Press.
Yeah, and I love that you've got the framed cover of your book there as well.
Thank you. A little bit of branding in the background. It's good for storytellers. I hope
Very
books
subtle, but
tell
I
a story.
love the look. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, Russ, you're muted. You went silent on us. Run deep, run silent.
There you go. That is really interesting. Yes, we're live. And when the mute button gets hit, when I'm running the show, you can't hear me. There you go. So your thanks for alerting me, Scott. Your latest book is available on Amazon and all that, right?
Yes, it's pre-order now. It'll be out April 22nd.
Great. I'm going to make sure and pre-order a copy of that. So
Thank you.
yes. So, what I really love about both of you is your positive approach to life. And when you're talking, Deirdre, about, ethics in marketing and business and all of that, you approach everything in such a positive way. You're always a joy to talk to. Holly, same way. I mean, you are the Energizer Bunny. You've got a lot of energy. You get out there. I know that's not your nickname, but that's a new one I just threw in there. But,
I like Jetpack.
Jetpack is good. Yeah,
Jetpack
is good. But it's Jetpack on the positive side. And that's what I like. Because, a lot of times people are so busy in life that they're looking beyond really, that positive approach and where they really should be coming from. So I appreciate that both from both of you. And that's why I hang out with Scott too, because he keeps me positive.
Hey, and Holly's got something new coming up, I think tomorrow, but it'll be the 2nd, right?
So tomorrow I have my new live stream that I'm doing a collaboration across with Scott, as well as a friend of mine, Matt Rouse, who's a marketing guru. And it's called the Business Builder Throwdown. It's going to be every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And it's where we talk about foundational business growth options and ideas, and we throw down knowledge to see which idea resonates with the audience that particular week. And we have Scott facilitating this to let us know who wins the battle.
Rumble?
And I'm bringing my boxing gloves tomorrow.
That sounds like way too much fun. I'm gonna have to tune into that one.
It's really cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited. It'll be a lot of fun, I think.
So let's just back up for just a second and give everybody a little idea about what part of the country that you're in, Holly.
Sure. Yeah. So I just moved from the West Coast back in October during the pandemic, which I do not recommend doing unless you need to Raleigh, North Carolina, my hometown where I grew up half of my life, went to grad school here to be close to my family and my 3 nephews. And my 4th one is due this month. Super excited.
Wow. All right. And Deirdre, you are up northeast, right?
Yes, I'm in New Jersey.
Yes, good old New Jersey. And you said the weather's not looking too good there today.
Nope, not too good today, although we did have 70, 75 over the weekend. It was absolutely beautiful. So it's okay. I'll take the rain during the week if we're headed to sunshine.
Well, that's a good thing. My son and daughter-in-law are over there celebrating their 1-year wedding anniversary. They're in New York. And so, yeah, they may be in for some rain too.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I miss going into New York City. I used to go in all the time. And of course, the pandemic certainly took that away for a while.
We were fortunate because, Deirdre, you introduced me to
Bill
Souther.
Right.
Yeah.
Bill Southern,
and then,
yes.
And then Bill invited me to come to the New York Toy Fair. And so actually you can see there's some versions of my game.
Excellent. That's so great, Scott.
And we were there in February last year, and I was in shirt sleeves walking through Central Park. And so we were there in February. It was a beautiful time.
Unbelievable.
And it was like 2.5 weeks before the world shut down.
Oh,
So we got there at just the right time.
wow. That's so good that particular event was right before.
Well, thank you because of
COVID hit.
your introduction. I love that you were just making connections, and someday
That was definitely a match. I had a feeling you two would hit it off.
Yeah. Oh, yes. And in fact, then Ken Korber was one of the guests here on the experience, who is working with Bill Southard, and I met him there at the toy fair, and so we brought him onto the show.
That's great.
Yeah, fabulous.
Scott's always been a big kid at heart. Loves the toys.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yep.
So Deirdre, what else do you have going on in your life that you can share with us?
So I am always working on this passion project. It's a study. It's called Feel. And it was something that I launched after we lost my stepdaughter, Noelle. And I wanted to understand how millennials were thinking and feeling. So I interviewed over 100 millennials. And from that, I realized what they were asking for when I analyzed all the data was for people to feel, for their leaders and mentors and supervisors and anybody they looked up to. And that, of course, I think I mentioned it before, stands for face fears, have empathy, use ethics and good judgment, and unleash love. And then I thought, well, from all the stories I heard, how does somebody really know if they feel for somebody else, or if they feel first? So my team and I created a test online where professionals or students can go. It's a 32-question test. It's feelfirsttest.com. And you can learn if you are facing your fears. So if you're being open and inclusive, or if you have empathy, or if you're ethical, or if you unleash your love and passion around a cause. And the test actually scores you, it evaluates you, and recommends exercises. And that's the start of a roadmap. And this has turned into kind of the backbone of my business. So now I make sure anybody I work with, you feel first before you go out there, when your media interviews or on social media or in your team dynamics. It's all about having that roadmap. And if you can feel first, you'll feel for someone else and with someone else, and you'll have a better relationship. So that's kind of what I've been working on, which is really exciting for me. And everything I do is in Noelle's memory, and it's her legacy.
And that's the feelfirst.com.
So it's feelfirsttest.com. Thank you. Yeah.
Feelfirsttest.com.
Yeah.
And I'm a huge fan of self-discovery. And so I'll definitely go out and
thank you.
And I can see how it would be wonderful for teens to be able to do that as well and have that as a basis for discussions.
Absolutely. I actually have a few college professors that have their students take the test, and they evaluate themselves. And from what they learn, the exercises are more geared toward professionals, but you can still take that as a student and say, how can I do better with my teammates on a project? Or how can I step out of my comfort zone and join a new club? It challenges you. The exercises help you to feel more, face fears, and the rest of all those buckets. But I'm really happy to report that we have over 9,100 answers in our database.
Wow.
And we have a lot of, so it's 32 questions. It's about 350 people who have taken the test. And we're also gathering data on industries. It's going to be really interesting to find out which professionals in technology, in healthcare, in education, in communications, how they feel more or less compared to one another.
That's fabulous.
That is so interesting. Well, you are so interesting, Deirdre. How do people get in touch with you and find out more about all you're doing besides the feelfirst.com? We got that and your book, but tell us how they get in touch with you.
So I'm always on Twitter. I'm at Dee Breackenridge. Please connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm also a LinkedIn learning instructor. And my website, where I talk a lot about feel, my blog, my books, and other do-it-yourself resources, is DeirdreBreackenridge.com. So that's how you can find me. Thank
Perfect.
you.
Perfect. And Holly, what's the latest on your plate and how do people get in touch with you?
Sure. Latest on my plate. I mean, I've been working on the Inspiration Contagion podcast, which is relevant for this audience for a while. And actually, Russ has been a guest on that as well. So you can find that on any podcast player. That's still going on. Lots of other fun projects, but I'll just leave it at the Business Builder Throwdown and Inspiration Contagion podcast for now. How people can find me, you can find me on LinkedIn. I have a Facebook business page that will be streaming that Business Builder Throwdown page too, so you should check that out. And then my website is hollyjeanjackson.com. So I'd love to connect with anybody who has any interest in learning more about holistic business coaching.
Fabulous.
That is so great. That's so great. And you know, if this has been super interesting to all of you watching, right after we have the after show on Clubhouse, after chat. And so you go to Clubhouse at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And for another half hour, we'll be chatting about all of the great things that Holly and Deirdre have been doing. And so jump on in there. Clubhouse is a new platform. We're giving it a try, seeing what we think about it. So everybody jump in and say hi. And I just want to thank both of you guys so much for being here today. We appreciate you so much and taking time to be with us. And you're always wonderful to talk to.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you so much
for the inspiration that each of you are, and to your friends, family, clients, and to the world out there. Thank you for choosing to live a life that makes a difference.
Oh, thanks, Scott.
Thank you. Thank you both.
Absolutely. Well, listen, you guys hang tight. We're going to send you out for just a minute, wrap things up. Thank you so much, everybody. Once again, man, this is fun. It goes so fast, Scott. I can't believe it's already over.
I know. But, you know, everyone's got to go out, connect with Holly, connect with Deirdre, subscribe to the podcast, buy the books, and continue the inspiration. So
Absolutely.
Next week, so I'll be traveling, and so I'll be doing the experience from Nashville, Tennessee next week. I'll be in Alabama and then Nashville, and we'll actually have the global tea break a week from this Friday. So next Friday, and I'll be broadcasting that, co-hosting that with Alan Hennessy from Nashville as well. So
awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to that. And as always, wherever you're coming from, Scott, it's so great to team up with you. I appreciate you so much. So thank you.
Thank you. It's always fun. And do you have any more book signings coming up? I know you had one last week.
Yeah, I had one up in Southwest Washington last week. It was great. There's a couple coming up in the Portland area. So I'll be getting word out on those. So always love if you guys check out Amazon, get befuddled, live the life you choose. Love to be encouraging to you today. And with that, we're going to wrap things up. Thank you so much. We'll see everybody next Wednesday, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Have a great day and a great life. See you later. Bye-bye.
Enjoy the experience.